Hey guys, let's get more news about Steelers, but first, don't forget to subscribe and leave your like. The Dallas Cowboys and Pittsburgh Steelers face off in a matchup that finds both teams at a crucial point in the early season. Justin Fields has been performing very well while stepping in for Russell Wilson. He has mostly avoided making mistakes, transitioned from just managing the game to making a real impact, and he does it all with a calmness that his teammates appreciate. It has reached a point where Pittsburgh Steelers coach Mike Tomlin is open to the idea of Fields keeping the starting quarterback position even after Wilson's calf injury heals in about a month. When asked if Fields could do anything more to impress him, Tomlin smiled and said, "Play well. Win." Fields will have another chance to show his skills on Sunday night when the Steelers, 3-1, take on the Dallas Cowboys, 2-2. This game will be a crucial test for both teams. The Cowboys want to demonstrate they are more like the team that dominated Cleveland in Week 1, rather than the one that struggled in losses to New Orleans and Baltimore. Meanwhile, the Steelers are looking to bounce back after their top-ranked defense was overpowered by Indianapolis in a 27-24 loss last Sunday, which dampened some of the excitement about their strong start this season. While Dallas will probably be missing star linebacker Micah Parsons, who is expected to sit out his first career game due to a high ankle sprain suffered against the New York Giants on September 26, the Cowboys feel confident they have enough depth to manage. "It is a great opportunity for others," said Dallas coach Mike McCarthy. "We're excited about it. We took a step in New York, had a chance to catch our breath. Injuries are part of it, and you never want to lose any of your guys, especially the top players. This is a great chance to show the quality of our football team." Cowboys are talking about Justin, George, and more. The Steelers and Dallas Cowboys have a long history, including 3 meetings in the Super Bowl. It's a clash of 2 teams who have storied histories, 2 teams who take pride in what the logo means. Coach Mike Tomlin spoke of the rivalry earlier this week, one that he appreciates and respects. "The strength of the brands is something that is to be respected," said Tomlin. "I respect that every day when I get out of the car in this parking lot. It's a responsibility to represent the black and gold, and I would imagine the guys in Dallas feel the same way. You can't put a price tag on standards and legacy, and both organizations have that. We walk on the ground that's been paved for us by those that have come before us. We feel really blessed and honored to do so, and I'm sure that will be reflected in the way that both teams play this weekend." Cowboys coach Mike McCarthy was born and raised in Pittsburgh and remembers as a kid watching the Steelers every week, normally followed by the Cowboys as those were the 2 teams that ruled the airwaves then. "A normal day for us back then, you watched the Steelers at 1 o'clock and the Cowboys at 4 o'clock, recalled McCarthy. "Those were great years. 4 Super Bowls, 2 World Series and a national championship. So, it was a great time to be a kid in Pittsburgh." The Cowboys weighed in on the Steelers, but also talked about losing several players to injury, including pass rushers Micah Parsons and DeMarcus Lawrence. Head coach Mike McCarthy on dealing with injuries to top pass rushers Micah Parsons and DeMarcus Lawrence. "This is what this league's all about. It takes a lot of players to win in this league week in and week out, so it creates a great opportunity for others, and that's really our approach." Defensive lineman Osa Odigizua on the injuries to Parsons and Lawrence. "It's just the nature of the beast. Injuries happen. We can have no type of drop-off. It's next man up. Everyone has to step up and do their jobs." Cornerback Jordan Lewis on trying to replace Parsons and Lawrence. "You really can't replace them. They're the motor of our defense. We just have to ways to attack offenses without those guys, unfortunately." Defensive coordinator Mike Zimmer on the Steelers receiving corps. "I think they're good. They've got tight ends that are really good. Obviously, George Pickens is a really good player. The first thing I notice when I put the tape on is these guys have a lot of speed too coming off. It will be a good test for us. Zimmer on what he can take from slowing down Ravens quarterback Lamar Jackson in the fourth quarter and relate it to slowing down another mobile quarterback in Justin Fields. They're all different. Justin's always been a guy that can move around in the pocket. I think he's playing a lot better than he has. He's throwing the ball. I think he was 23 of 34 last week, something like that. I think he is doing a good job of taking care of the football as well. We have to be diligent in our pass rush lanes. When we get in those situations, we have to do a good job against the quarterback runs. We did a much better job against Giants quarterback Daniel Jones when he was doing some of the quarterback zone reads. So, we're going to have to make sure we're on our PS and QS this week. Linebacker Marist Luafau on Fields, just very fast. Jumps off the tape and he's a playmaker. If we let him get out with his speed, he can make plays. We've got to be very disciplined with our rush lanes and keep in mind he can move. Cornerback Trayvon Diggs on Fields, he's a running quarterback so there's always challenges that come with that. Insider names Jets, Saints, and Steelers as three real contenders for Davante Adams. The New York Jets appear to be leading the race for Las Vegas WR Davante Adams. But there's no winner until someone crosses the finish line, keeping the Pittsburgh Steelers in play during their months-long pursuit to add at wide receiver. Appearing on Zach Gelb's show Thursday, NFL insider Mike Silver mentioned the Jets, Steelers, and New Orleans Saints as the three teams making a real push to land Davante Adams. It feels like Jets to me, Silver told Gelb. But I do believe the Saints and Steelers specifically are real. He isn't breaking new ground, but it's context into the state of the race. Several other teams have been mentioned in connection with Adams, including the Buffalo Bills, Baltimore Ravens, and Kansas City Chiefs, and while Silver isn't eliminating those teams, the three he mentioned seem to be in the strongest position. Consistent with previous reporting, the Raiders are hoping to make a move as soon as they can. From what I've heard, it's something the Raiders would love to happen yesterday. They're ready, let's get this done. Other teams are maybe going a little slower. He is injured. He is out a game or two. That tracks with what NFL Network's Mike Garafolo reported yesterday, predicting next week would be the hot zone to trade Adams and a deal is likely to occur well before the November 5th deadline. New York is an obvious connection, considering Adams' ties to QB Aaron Rodgers. The two were teammates from the moment Adams was drafted and he made 5 of his 6 Pro Bowls with the Packers, including 2 monster seasons in 2020 and 2021. In fact, from 2018 to 2021, no player had more receptions, yards, or touchdowns than Adams, and he even missed parts of the 2019 season. With the Jets going all in around Rodgers and a strong defense, they're the most logical option. But they're not the only one. Adams reportedly is open to weighing his options and last-second changes can happen, especially when the Raiders still get to dictate where he goes and for what compensation they receive. The Steelers can't offer a reunion but they can offer a stable franchise, head coach and team that figures to be competitive throughout the year, searching for Davante Adams as the missing link. Perhaps by this time next week, we'll know if the Steelers search is over or if it'll continue up until the deadline. And you fan? What do you think of the situation of Davante Adams? Leave your opinion in the comments.